பகித்தறிவு என்பதெல்லாம் காசுகளும் சேர்த்திடலாம். பகவானின் தீவை கூட ஒரு திரை போக்கிடலாம். மதத்தின் மீது வைக்கப்பட்ட மறைமூடியில் வைத்திடலாம். மதத்தின் மீது வைக்கப்பட்ட மறைமூடியில் வைத்திடலாம். மனதை அழித்த மனிதரெல்லாம் இறைவன் என்று அறிந்திடலாம். ஆன்மீகம் என்பது யாருக்கும் தெரியல. காரணம் யாரும் புரியல. யோகியனாய் மாறுமே யோகியாய் மாறுமடா. யோகத்தை அறிவதில்லை யோகத்தை நாடுவதா. நேர்மையாய் வாழ்பவனே அது உன்னை பாரியடா. நேர்மையாய் வாழ்பவனே கடவுளின் பாரியடா. அன்னைத்தான் அறிந்தவனோ கருணியிலே கடவுளடா. ஆன்மீகம் என்பதென்று யாருக்கும் தெரியல. காரணம் ஆண்டவன் யாருமே புரியல. ஆன்மீகம் என்னவென்று யாருக்கும் தெரியல. காரணம் ஆண்டவன் யாருமே புரியல. அல்லாவும் ஈஸ்வரனும் ஒன்றும் நான் இழந்தது. அல்லாவும் ஈஸ்வரனும் ஒன்றும் நான் இழந்தது. ஆன்மாதான் கடவுள்தான் நம்பவே முடியல. ஆன்மீகம் என்னவென்று யாருக்கும் தெரியல. காரணம் ஆண்டவன் யாரும் புரியல. शंभो महादेवा शंभो महादेवा शंभो महादेवा.
Vishal.
वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा. नमः सूर्याय चन्द्राय मंगलाय बुधाय च गुरु शुक्र शनिभ्यश्च राहुवे केतुवे नमः. गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः।
Inhale deeply, Dwa, and exhale deeply, See, 7 times. Mm. mm, Kriya Bhavaye Namaha. Kriya Bhavaye. Om Shri Guru Padagaya Namaha. 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 The deep transcendental Kriya consciousness, just do the pranayams. First pranayam, inhale deeply with Va, Prashananadi, and exhale deeply, see. Follow me through 7 times. The deep transcendental Kriya consciousness. Let the second pranayam. Inhale deeply with war and exhale deep. You see, halfway through 7 times. Follow me. The deep transcendental Kriya consciousness. Let's do the third pranayam. Inhale deeply with war as much as possible. And exhale, seal, single breath. Follow me through 7 times. With the help of Mata Babaji and Manti Mahesh and Vishnu. A lot of prayers with people. This COVID-19 is going away little by little. And we went through so much difficult times because of this all over the world. And so it was receding. And we're telling people not to be a little careful, but still it is going on some places. As one of the Siddhas earlier said, it was one more term. It's going to be there and then it will stop. So it's happening right now in some places. So again, let's continue our prayer to Dhanvantri Maharishi, to Maharaja Babaji, to Lord Vishnu. Get away with this COVID-19 problem completely wiped out of the world. So the mind, body, and soul. Let's do the prayer 7 times.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantriyaya Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinasanaya Trailogya Nadaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.
Om Kriya Babaji Namo.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantriyaya Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinasanaya Trailogya Nadaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.
Om Kriya Babaji Namo.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantriyaya Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinasanaya Trailogya Nadaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.
Om Kriya Babaji Namo.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantriyaya Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinasanaya Trailogya Nadaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.
Om Kriya Babaji Namo.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantriyaya Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinasanaya Trailogya Nadaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.
Om Kriya Babaji Namo.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantriyaya Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinasanaya Trailogya Nadaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.
Om Kriya Babaji Namo. As I've been doing for the last couple of classes, other kind of problem comes to the world of war. Eventually, war is only giving pain to everybody. So let's pray, Lord Bhairava, stop this war kind of situations in the whole world. People are suffering right now. Let's give you support. And let's pray the Almighty give you some peace very soon. Again, we're going to pray this 7 times. With Maharaja Babaji. Madhis Pranam. Om Savarnadvijaya Vidmahe Surya Hastaya Dhimahi Tanno Kala Bhairava Prasodayadi.
Om Kriya Babaji Namaha.
Om Swarnadvijaya Vidmahe Sulahastaya Dhimahi Tanno Kala Bhairavaya Prasodayadi.
Om Kriya Babaji Namaha.
Om Swarnadvijaya Vidmahe Sulahastaya Dhimahi Tanno Kala Bhairavaya Prasodayadi.
Om Kriya Babaji Namaha.
Om Swarnadvijaya Vidmahe शूलहस्ताय धीमहि तन्नो कालभैरवाय प्रचोदयात्
ॐ क्रियभावाजि नमः
ॐ स्वर्णद्विजय विद्महे शूलहस्ताय धीमहि तन्नो कालभैरवाय प्रचोदयात्
क्रियभावाजि नमः
ॐ स्वर्णद्विजय विद्महे शूलहस्ताय धीमहि तन्नो कालभैरवाय प्रचोदयात्
क्रियभावाजि नमः
We have been looking at Sathsang. We have been looking at Shiva Sutra. We have been working on a couple of sutras, a couple of information where we have to explain and understand. We are, I think, we have gone through 2-3 classes in Tantras. I think we have to talk a little bit before what we went through. So can I give a few words?
Yeah, we have been going over Shiva Sutras. We have finished about 17 of them. And in a gist, I'm going to just give you about the sutra. These Shiva Sutras were given by Lord Shiva to Goddess Parvati to attain divinity because Goddess Parvati being human, she meditated for a long period of time. This happened in the Satyuga and the sutras are even now available. There are a total of 112 Shiva Sutras, and in order to impart this knowledge, Lord Shiva became Kala Bhairava and Goddess Parvati became Kala Bhairavi. The main questions that were asked by Goddess Parvati and answered by Kala Bhairava are the following. First question was, what is the real truth of your existence, O Lord? The second question was, what secret behind the existence of seed of this movement? In other words, what is the cause of this movement? Fourth, uh, which is, or who is the axle of this movement when this movement is happening like a wheel? Which is the axle, or who is the axle of this movement? The fifth question was, what is the nature of the non-physical form that is moving, which is arvam, which is inside, and outside that, the physical nature that is up here? What is the actual energy behind all of this? The next question was time, distance, place, name, shape. How can we go beyond all this to attain enlightenment? And she requests Lord Kalabhairava to help her understand this and enlighten her to clear her of any doubts. To this, Lord Shiva or Lord Kalabhairava has given several techniques, and the main one that he explains is that his question of what is the secret of your existence or what is the real truth and where does it exist, Lord Shiva said that it is in Sachidanandam, which is the ecstasy, is where he is residing, and this is the light of jnana. Then in the seventh sutras, he talks about the non-physical form of his existence. However, he does mention that as long as there are doubts in the mind, one can never reside in this state. One has to be there with complete understanding. And also, this state is called as a samadhi state where one can get all the clarity. He went on to explain that Maya of the mind, which is your reason in the mind, that is causing all these questions, doubts, etc., that cannot give one the clarity. One has to experience this through their pranayamas, which he is going to talk about, and that will alone remove all the doubts. He also mentioned that one has to control the mind through the breath and with awareness. One has to focus their attention in the inhalation and exhalation, and all the secrets will be available through this, and it has to be experienced. So we talked about this knowledge that jnana that was given was also called as tantric jnana. This is also called as Kala Bhairava Tantra Jnana or Vijnana Bhairava Tantra Jnana. And all the 70 sutras that we just that was explained or we have gone over explains the main part of pranayama and how the pranayama is going to help us to keep our mind clean and make sure that we are here without any clarity. So all the sutras that were mentioned, we went over in detail last class up to Sutra number 13. I'm just going to go over Sutra 14 through 17, which was really addressed in last class. So, in last class, we talked about our spinal cord or the vertebral column, uh, which has the central cerebrospinal fluid, which which is the metaphor of lotus flower stalk. So Lord Shiva tells that meditate on the spinal cord. The openings are closed right now, but when one meditates on it, it will open and slowly the energy will reach the top. And in this case, new birth or enlightenment can be achieved. Brahma, Vishnu, and Rudra are all residing in there, and all chakras will be open, and including the seventh chakra to get ambrosia or Vanamrita. The next sutra that we explained are the openings of the five senses or the orifices. He asks us to close them and focus on the third eye, and this can be experienced through practice. The sound will become one so that they can transcend through these senses and one can control these senses. And once the senses are controlled, there is light around the eye and the third eye opens and one can experience the ecstasy that Lord Shiva was talking, which will be experienced in the form of light. The next sutra talks about unconditional love, which is the one that will be rewarded or blessed when all the five senses are completely muted and they become then light. This is where the Sahasrahara will be touched, which is your seventh chakra, and there will be flowing of happiness, blissfulness, and ecstasy can also be achieved. Enlightenment can also be achieved through pure love. The next sutra that was talked about was the position of how we sit in order to achieve this enlightenment. The position should be either in the Padmasanam or in the Siddhasanam, and with Chin Mudra and the Sambhavi Mudra, and close the senses in order to hear the Om sound. Stay in that sound. Hold your tongue towards the palate, which is your Kesari Mudra, and keep the mind without thought. Practice this position over and over again while focusing on the third eye, and by doing so, one can win over the Maya king. And once you practice this, one can see the light and attain such time. That was all the
17th.
up to 70.
17th. So when you say Mayavana and Manavani, you're not winning, you are getting it. You are attaining that.
So one is experiencing.
Yeah, experiencing and getting that Lord. And that is Lord Shiva himself. And sometimes Mayan also goes to Lord Vishnu. And of course, as all of you know, one of the functions of Lord Shiva is Maraital. He hides. Not only generating, operating, and destroying. Maraital, there's another function he's doing. He's hiding. Then he's blessing also. Arulal, Maraital Arulal. Many people don't talk about it much. But he's also doing that function too. So that's why he's also named as Mayavan. Maya. Okay, Maya. And something Mayavi. So somebody who disappears. Don't come to your senses. The meeting got automatically it got suspended for some reason. But only we are here. Okay, so it came back. All right, so we're going to go to Tantra 18. We're starting with Tantra 18 today. Let me read it in Tamil and then explain in English. Tantra 18. ஏதேனும் ஓர் உயிர் பொருளையோ ஒரு ஜடப்பொருளையோ அன்புடன் பார். அருகில் இருக்கும் எந்த பொருளுக்கும் கண்களை தாவிடாதே, மனத்தாலும் தாவாதே. பூரண அன்புடன் பார்க்கும் பொருளுடன் ஆழ்ந்து விடு. பார்க்கும் அந்த பொருளை உடமாக பயன்படுத்தியே நீ ஆசீர்வதிக்கப்படுவாய். So in the technique, Lord Shiva is telling to Parvati, you look at any living things, உயிர்பொருள். It can be a tree, or it can be an insect, or it can be a worm, whatever. And or you can even look at Jadapurul, means something is not moving. It can be a rock, it can be a pole, whatever it is. Okay, to choose one of them for meditation. Then look intensely. Look intensely. அருகில் இருக்கும் எந்த பொருளுக்கும் கண்களை தாவிடாதே. So don't put your attention to anything that is closer to or around that particular object, living or non-living. மனத்தாலும் தாவாதே, பொருளுக்கும் கண்களை தாவிடாதே. Okay, don't look around the things around there, particular object, and also don't look at that by your mind also. That means your sight and the mind should be in only one object. பார்க்கும் பொருளுடன் ஆழ்ந்து விடு. Okay, go deep and deep into that object. So one of the ways I always help or explain to people to get deeply, look at that thing and then look at what is made of, whether it is solid, liquid, or gas, in terms of science. And then look at the molecules, then try to get into the atoms, which is making it, and also try to look at the subatomic particles. So slowly you are going deeper and deeper and deeper with that object. And then also, whatever you know about the subatomic particles, try to see that also. Okay, so deeper and deeper up to the level of bosons, the recent discovery, what everything is made of. They also said God particle in each and everything. So you can go up to that, right? That's what he means. பார்க்கும் பொருளுடன் ஆழ்ந்து விடு. பார்க்கும் அந்த பொருளை ஊடகமாய் பயன்படுத்தியே நீ ஆசிரியர். So even with that tool alone, you will get enlightenment. So I remember looking at this, one of the stories, this actually is what happened to Bhoganatha Siddha. As all of you know, Bhoganatha Siddha is very popular for his alchemy, because he is the one who made those Navapashana statue in Parni temple, as we always talked about this earlier. And he's also one of the gurus of our Mahata Babaji, Lord Bhoganatha. So he used to fly to different worlds, different countries. Anytime he wants, he used to go. And once, of course, all of you know that he went to China and he established Taoism, the religion there. He also went to Greece, to Europe also. He went to Greek. And then those days it was Caesar's time. And so he was into, he went there and he saw the beautiful country and the beautiful people there and beautiful women. So he just got engrossed there. So he became part and parcel of that people, that group, that community. And over time, people are giving a lot of respects to him because he had so many attainments and chittus. He can make a lot of new things to them. It was nobody has seen that kind of. In fact, one of the reasons science started in Greek was because of Lord Bhoganatha, because he used to tell them all these things. So people liked him so much, so he stayed there for a long time, and he got all the pressures. Remember, he's Bhoganatha, he's Bogar. So he likes the pressures. So he completely forgot himself over time. And he forgot who he was, Siddha, and finally he became like a normal Greek person. But Bhoganatha's false disciples, one of the disciples, I think it is Pulipani Chittar was a sincere follower. And he was looking for his guru for a long time. It didn't appear. So he was wondering what happened to my guru. So he went into deep meditation, and he saw Bhavanatha in Greece with being there. So he went there and saw him. He can also fly. So he had this technique, Agaya. We say Agaya Pravesha in Tamil. When you can go through wherever they want, they go through the air. They have the techniques for that in deep meditation pranayama. So he also went to Agaya Margam and then Aya Pravesh, and then he went there and he saw his guru's status and he was so sad. So he went and meditated, and then he said that he wanted to talk to Bhavanatha, and he talked to him and he said, "You're not from here, this is what you are." And suddenly Bhoga realized he completely forgot himself. So at his back, because he forgot all this Chitta also. So Kulipani Chitta took him at his back. And he flew back to live back to our country, Tamil Nadu. And then one of the techniques Bogar used was his yoga danda, the stick he put in front of him, and he focused. He concentrated on the yoga danda for a long period of time. Then he attained the awareness, enlightenment. He got back all his chittus and everything. So the reason I'm telling this Sutra again explains and focuses exactly the same concept. Anything you can look at, anything in deep meditation, deep concentration, whether it's yoga dandam or Rudraksh or an animal or anything, you love deeply and look at that. Deeply you love that beyond your senses, not even your eyes, not even your mind. But you have to go deep, deep into that object. And if you go deeper and deeper, deeper, eventually you will come across Almighty. That is why we call Puranam. We also call Vettavali by Siddha's language. Vettavali is everywhere. Vettavali is inside us. Vettavali is everywhere. That's why in Anandamaya Kosha, which is one of our bodies, we can feel the presence of Vettavali. So that's why we want to stay there. So everything has to include our body. As all of you know, we are also made of molecules and atoms, and eventually the Vettavali is there. So we can go to that body anytime. So reliving that in every object, one can attain the enlightenment also. You can also there. And that's what the Sutra is, which is about Sutra 18. Very, very interesting number and very interesting topic also. Anything, Jadapurul or Virpurul, whether it is living and non-living, we're looking with the loving sight and go deeper. So loving sight really makes you go deeper and deeper. You'll get the enlightenment. And Lord Shiva knows you'll find me. One of the questions she was asking, where are you? How can we realize it? So you can realize that way also. Any question on this Tantra? 18? Mangopaya, 18. Okay. Tantra 19, let's go to 19. Tantra 19. கைகளின் துணையின்றியும் பாதங்களின் துணையின்றியும் பிஷ்டத்தில் மட்டும் உட்கார்ந்திரு. I think that he's talking about Vajrasana. கைகளின் துணையின்றியும் பாதங்களின் துணையின்றியும் பிட்டத்தில் மட்டும் உட்கார்ந்திரு. திடீரென்று உன் மூலாதாரம் விழிப்புநிலை பெற்று உச்சியை நோக்குவதால் நீ ஞான மலர்ச்சி வருவாய். ஸோ மூலவித்து விழிப்படைந்து முளைத்து வளரத் தொடங்கிவிட்டால் அதன் வளர்ச்சியை யாரும் தடுக்க முடியாது. So he's talking about Vajrasana, as all of you have seen doing Vajrasana. But many people, many of Gurus, one of the Gurus we met, he also talked about the Vajrasana importance. So if you do in Vajrasana and then you do Vash Yoga, it is much, much better. So in this Tantra, Lord Shiva is telling us about the Vajrasana, how we sit. Kaikalin Tunayindriyam, do not use your hands. Padangalin Tunayindriyam, don't sit on your legs also, but let's sit with your buttock. Sit with the buttock, buttock only, Vajrasana. Sit with the buttock only. And then Didir and Muladhara. So because, as all of you know, in the perineal region, we have the Muladhara chakra. So that will open. Suddenly that Muladhara chakra will open, and it will suddenly, those who have it open, the Muladhara, the Kundalini Shakti will immediately rise. At least it will start rising. Because it is started rising, you will get the jnana. Okay, the jnana will blossom within you, in your mind. Once it start flowering, once it start blossoming, nobody can stop it. It'll keep on going. So one of the reasons many times when you do the pranayam to your guru, they always ask you to sit in the Vajrasana. So it's a very good asana to sit in meditation also, but it's some, at least for many of us, it's difficult. More and more and more get it difficult to sit. Even Padmasana also getting difficult. Sugasana also get difficult for some people. But that doesn't mean you should leave meditation and get a concentration practice. Whatever asanas you do, you can do it. But this Vajrasana is one of the very good asana during the meditation as well as prayer. And as Lord Shiva says, now I also understand that it is one of the asanas by which your Muladhara Chakra will be awakened. Muladhara Chakra is awakened. Once you start awaken, nobody can stop it, keep on going. So that is another asana he's talking about in chapter 19. It's a simple thing, I guess, no question, right?
I have a question. I'm just wondering, the sutras that you're giving right now, when we practice it, do we have to practice just one, or we can be a combination of several sutras in order to attain?
Yeah. I think he's asking us to try all this. So if one wants to try, anything is more, you like it more, is more favorable to your body humor. Remember, all of us have Vata, Pitta, Kapha, and different karmas and different status we are coming into this world. So anything is suitable for you, catch it, take it. Anything which you like, you can repeat. Can be a combination of it, or it can be only one. So remember, like Bhavanatha's case, he has already attained everything. He just forgot, that's it. So just a simple meditation towards his dandam is enough for him. Okay? That's why he called it Dandaya the Bani. Dandam gets the thing, and Buddha is called like that. So that is the place where he got it also in Parani. So he got it through the dandam. But if you think we are going to get only from dandam alone, it's difficult for us. But you can use all those techniques, like say, for example, the Kechari Mutra, okay, and that is very important. And some of these technique where he asks us to close the senses and then do it. That is very, very useful. Pranayam is useful. And also some of the techniques he's talking about pranayam, different kind of pranayam, inhaling Shaktimayam, exhaling Somayam, and Kumbhagam, and all those will be useful. So many of the saints, Siddhas have used many techniques. They have seen so many techniques, focusing on the Agna Chakra and the technique, different chakras. He's also talking about that, and different colors, focusing on different colors and focusing towards one color. That becoming one color, that is also another technique. So the answer for your question is, could use any other techniques, but focus on one or two that get good effect. And whatever by your nature, by your guru's advice, whatever you're doing, keep doing that also. Okay, so because you are getting satsang explanation also because some of these things, and you don't want to leave you somewhere halfway through when you are progressing spiritually. So you have to get your guru, hold your feet up your guru all the time. Don't just leave because you find one or two techniques yourself. It is a journey. It is a journey until we attain Babaji's blessings, whatever he asks us to do, which is Babaji's main aim is to raise all the people to his level, right? To be with part of him, part of his group one day, and do all the things he's doing by the commands of the God Almighty himself. That is what he's doing, spreading peace around the world, trying to get the Satyuga, be the path to Satyuga and all those things. So he knows what he's doing. So be part of Babaji, whatever he asks us to do. This is our Guru's advice. Okay, I think that makes it clear, right? So, all right, Tantra 20. Let's go to the next Tantra. Odum Vandiin Sirana Artatil Laitum. And also another thing is, I think he's giving a lot of techniques so we can do it anywhere we practice. not only sitting and doing the meditation alone. You can look at certain things and get it. You can be in with the nature, get into meditation. So your whole life can be meditation life. Whole life can be used for spiritual growth. So that is I think that's also another thing. I think that is more interesting when getting is all these sutras. So many other books we read so far do not give so many techniques.
Right. That's
Yeah, because in fact, if you, I don't know, you remember Kavanagar telling us, one of our gurus told that Osho wrote a book, the Shiva Sutra. He wrote about 700 pages just on the 100 sutras alone. So he gave us, that is why he got many other techniques. What he was doing, he was preaching. And of course, he was focusing only one or two techniques for the Western world. And people got it very sincerely. So the point is that you can make your whole life spiritual orientation. You can be in Anandamaya Kosha. At the same time, you can be in the present day world also. We call that Anandamaya Chakram. Viluppu and Anandamaya Kosha. You can do that anytime. So these techniques will be really useful for that. Yeah, these techniques. Yeah. All right, let's go to Tantra 20. ஓடும் வண்டியின் சீரான ஆட்டத்தில் லயித்தும் சீரான சத்தத்தில் லயித்தும் மன உரிமை அடைந்து மனமற்ற நிலைக்கு சென்று ஞான விழிப்பை பெறலாம். ஓடி நின்ற வாகனத்தின் திடீர் அமைதியில் கண்ணிற்கு நாடும் சிறு சிறு வளையங்களின் சுழற்சியில் லயித்தும் அந்த பரவச நிலையை அடையலாம். Again, one of the ways to, again, another ways to attain the enlightenment in a normal way. ஓடும் வண்டியின் சீரான ஆட்டத்தில், all of you know, when you go by the bus or the train, there is some movement. There is some knife coming. I remember when I was saying, whenever they took me to different place by bus, I used to count the trees. I don't know, that kind of thing automatically came to me. That happened only after my incident, right? I would do a lot of crazy things. People thought I'm crazy, but that came automatically to me. So I used to count the trees and then tell my mom with a lot of excitement. There was 107 trees on the way. I'll make a number very close to, but you miss a lot of trees also on the way. The bus guy takes fast, you can go fast. You go slowly, you can count the trees easy. So it's interesting. Then in the train, I used to go to Delhi from Chennai, right? So there were 2 days. When I get bored, I would just focus on those tuck, 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 nice. Suddenly it stopped. So I think that's this Sutra says. ஓடும் வண்டியின் சீரான
விநாயகரவர்ல சொல்லுவாங்க சத்தத்தினுள்ளே சிவலிங்கம் காட்டி சித்தத்தினுள்ளே சத்தத்தினுள்ளே சதாசிவம் காட்டி சித்தத்தினுள்ளே சிவலிங்கம் காட்டி சத்தத்திலே
அதான் முடிச்சான் அந்த விநாயகரவர்ல. He finished that explaining Vinayagara also. Yeah, we said that too. Through sound, you can get into also into the enlightenment. Yeah, very very good. These times are aware. So word vandi, you can say the noise there. Sirana atam, it's a regular noise. Okay, it's a regular noise. In case you're getting this uniform sound. Just focus on that. And then focus on that. You get the focus on that also, because it is like a monotonous, right? Same thing happening again and again, hours together. So you can focus there. So you can do meditation even in those days, even those times. And then suddenly when it stops, then you have the complete awareness, and you focus there. And Lord Shiva also says you can see sometimes you can also see some circles in your eyes. கண்ணிற்குள் நேராடும் சிறு சிறு வளையங்களின் சுழற்சியில் லைத்தும். So you have the circles in your eyes, and you can focus on that also. When it stops, you can also get awareness and enlightenment. And that is, I'm also there. See, that means Lord Shiva is everywhere. That is why in different places. Remember, he was telling about Kumpaga. I am also in the space between inhaling and exhaling. So that is, he's part of it. Everywhere he is there, including the regular activity we do. So another technique he's giving is Odum Rail, Odum Vahanam, any vehicle which is moving, even when the car is moving, right? You can also get into this kind of awareness, enjoy the enlightenment. Amazing sutras.
That's what they call as trance. You get
Trance.
into a trance, and then
Yeah.
once you break out of it, is what they're saying. You get that.
Right. You come to the reality, right? So the trance is slowly coming to part of regular life also. Like I think Maharishi he always tells us that you do the TM meditation. So what will happen is it's almost like a cloth into the color. You all the Shayakaranga now, those people who made the color to the dye, that's what they do. They take your cloth, put in the dye, and then dry up. When the sunlight comes, they dry up, it fades. That faded cloth, take up again, and then put in the color, put it up again it dries out. So at a point 3 or 4 or 5 times, at a point the color will stay permanently. It won't go even with the sunlight. So what you do eventually, you take your mind, put it down in the Kosha, put into this ultimate unified field they say in the Maharishi Maheshwari TM. That unified field around the Kosha, put it there. And eventually, even at regular time, you are in Anandamaya Kosha. It will stay with you all the time. You can't stop it. So that is why when you look at Babaji or the Rishi or when you sit down, you can see that light in their eyes all the time. It's because they are always there, even though they are talking to us, even though they are moving around. So their mind is always there, and whatever words they come out the enlightened speech. I've seen it with Vedatri many times. He'll be completely in trance all the time. And suddenly when he talks, everything will come out. I will ask him, Babaji, how do you remember? Swamiji, how do you remember all this? And then, how do you get these poems? Then he will say, the poem, I'm just repeating whatever Siddha say. But nowadays, even these days, they say Maharishi only said all this. But he was repeating many of the Siddha's poems. And that comes to you so immediately. And you remember all those poems without anything, continuously coming. Right? Because I was amazed. Suddenly you say Tirukural, suddenly you will say Siddha's poem, suddenly you will say this and that. And then you'll take anything. I remember when I was incident, me and the lady Uma were there. Uma and Swamiji, myself, and Uma were the only 3 of us. And then Tinagar, we were in Tinagar, small apartment made at renting. They had difficulty even to pay that. Then Uma, she's a little, I can't say, see, these are Western people, right? She's from States. And they will just say whatever they want to say. Now, me, I always be very careful whatever I say. My Swamiji. So very careful as if he was and keep quiet. She would also come out and some all those nonsense. So she was looking at a mango tree. There was a mango tree down underneath. And then she likes the mango, right? Completely ripe mango. And then she said, Swamiji, let us ask that lady. She used to come to a meditation class, right? So she gives whatever Swamiji wants, she used to give. Swamiji, let us ask her. And now you see your desire coming out. Now hold it. Do you want it now? We already got some mango. We have it. Yesterday only we bought some. It is already there. Then he started practicing this Asi. So that is how he was always in that mood of teaching all the time to us. Right?
Yeah, though we are having at home, if the seller is going and அப்படியே வித்துட்டு போகும்போது அந்த அது நான் சொல்றது இதனால இழுத்து கொஞ்சம் பரவா கொடுக்குறாங்க தான் உடனே போய் திருப்பி வாங்குவோம்.
Same thing with hotel. If the smell is coming and you must have eaten and suddenly something comes, you feel it.
In water, some of them are ordering so much that much we cannot eat that.
Correct. But we still, because of the smell or this desire, we are ordering all that.
Even the buffet, when you have a buffet, right? You put everything, we'll try to put, and we can't finish all of them. That's why. So the desire pops up all the time within us, and you so you have to, you have to think of the desire whether you want it or not. What will happen to me in future? Can I avoid it? So you should keep on asking the question. So that always says, Swamiji always says, you have to stand in your thoughts all the time. You have to stand, be careful with your thoughts. So control your thoughts. parts very carefully. So once you practice, it's very difficult. I've tried so many times. But you have to practice it. Keep on practicing to come to you. I used to wonder whether I am thinking like this because sometimes I can look at myself what I'm talking. I think many of you have experienced that. They can look at me and say what I'm talking is right or wrong. Then I thought, oh, it's crazy, man. Only I'm thinking that way. Nobody thinking. But because I had a chance of being in different stages, right? So, but I don't know what it is. Those days, I don't know what it is, where it's coming. But more and more explanation comes, I understood. So the point is that with this stanza, so you can get the enlightenment in different places, and it is possible. So your whole life can be in an Annamaya Kosha. It's not impossible. So people think it's possible only for siddhas, rishis, and everything. It's all available because remember, when we talked about the koshas, we have that kosha within us. We have Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha. Annamaya Kosha is with us all the time. So it is not that you progress. I used to have this doubt all the time. Is kosha coming by evolution, by your progress, or it is there? The answer is it is there already. It's there already, and people don't realize it. People who realize it when they talk about it, people don't understand because they're not realizing they have. So they think whatever they achieved did because of their own thing. They were ego under the They don't know there's an Annamaya Kosha really helping them to do all this, depending on the karma. So when you go and thank the Annamaya Kosha and then you get the continuous the blessings will keep on coming without the ego. It is there. It is part and parcel of us. The Annamaya Kosha.
All the koshas are part and parcel of it.
Yeah. எல்லாமே நம்மகிட்ட இருக்குது. So, but only thing is you should know how to transcend each other. You can't be in one kosha all the time and be in the normal world. So Swamiji always says, if you go to Triyadhanam, if you go to Triyadhanam, you can't stay there for a long time. You'll be abnormal. You got to come back. And that is why people forget. Many of those people who are in meditators and enlightened people, they will be very nasty in the normal life.
They cannot.
Yeah, we can't come down. So that is why you see the siddhas and seeing the streets sometimes do all those things, funny things. Until we consider them siddha in South India, that is in India. But if they come to Western countries, remember what they will think. They throw them away, right? But they won't even know what's going on. But I'm not saying that is wrong. That is how they are. They chose that path of life so that they can be away from the rest of the people and they can go on. But that happens in normal life also. If it is in Triyadhanam, all the time, if you are in Annamaya Kosha, you're not coming to the world, then you're also not doing the duties properly. That is why some people take the sannyas, so it will affect any people. And it can affect family life too, very badly. So I remember Maharishi used to tell us that you have to go to unity consciousness. You can go, the way they interpret is, you go to transcendental consciousness, TM, transcendental consciousness, then you go to cosmic consciousness, then you go to godly consciousness, and then you go to unity consciousness. So you have to have unity, otherwise there is no use of getting it. Unity means you should be able to unite
All the consciousness.
All the consciousness. Even though you are in godly consciousness, you should be able to come to transcendental consciousness, Kriya, and regular life also should be. That is why, if you remember in TM, in Iowa, everywhere, everybody go to meditation, everything, but still they go to school, they study, they do everything. It's not that they are always into. Students always do that for credits. So the unity consciousness is very, very important. Otherwise, that is why those people who want to stay for a long time, they go to forest those days. Even those realized people, they come back. They come back to help people, and then they go back again. So it seems the Prabanja will give what you want, only what you deserve. How do you deserve? You have to give it to the Prabanja. You have to give it to the community. You have to give it to the people. Like what you are giving, right? We are trying to give it through our discourses and videos and whatever we can. We have to give it to them. You can give either by your service, or you can give by material things, or you can give knowledge. The highest one is jnana, giving jnana to others, like what Baba is doing to everybody. And of course, you can do whatever you can do. So the more and more you give, Prabhanja will be giving back to you.
That's how it works.
That's how it works. That is the natural law. Okay, so let's go to the next sutra. How are you doing with the time?
10 minutes.
Yes. Okay. Sutra number 21. உன் தேகம் முழுவதும் அமிர்ததாரையால் நிரப்பப்பெற்று நீ வாழ்வை சுவைக்க மீண்டும் மீண்டும் நிரம்பிக் கொண்டே உள்ளது. தேகத்தின் ஏதேனும் ஒரு புள்ளி முள்ளாலோ ஊசியினாலோ குத்தி கிழிபட்டால் அந்த சிறு துவாரத்தின் வழியே அமிர்ததாரை கசுவதே வேதனையாய் உணரப்படுகிறது. அந்த வேதனை துவாரத்தில் லயித்து உள்ளே நுழைந்தும் கூட அந்த விழிப்புணர்வை பெறலாம். சில யோகியர் புருவ மத்தியில் ஊசியால் பச்சை குத்தி அந்த வேதனை உணர்வை இதமாய் அனுபவித்த வண்ணம் ஞான விழிப்பை அடைந்துள்ளனர். He's talking about Sthula body. He's talking about physical body. So in the olden days, they do this quite often, it seems.
Yeah.
Ama.
That
Very paining one.
Very,
I
very
know,
painful.
very painful.
உன் தேகம் முழுவதும் அமிர்ததாரையால் நிரம்ப பெற்று நீ வாழ்வை சுவைக்க
Yeah, இது
மீண்டும்
கூட
மீண்டும்
சொல்லுவாங்க.
நிரம்பிக் கொண்டே
நாக்குல மேல இது பண்ணீங்கன்னா அங்க ஒரு போலாட்டம். நீங்க ரொம்ப தியானம் பண்ண அமிர்தத்தாரை அந்த
அந்த இதுல இறங்குமா?
அமிர்தம் மாரி வரும். அங்க மேல
அந்த
ஒரு சின்ன
நாக்கு மேல
ஓட்டை
அந்த
மேல
யுவால யுப்ல அது
அந்த உள்நாக்குக்கு நேர் மேல அங்க அந்த இடத்துல அவ்வளவு அது நம்ம அனுபவிக்க முடியல. அனுபவிச்சா அவ்வளவு நல்லா இருக்கும்.
அதான் அப்ரோஷியாதா.
வானமிருதம்
வானமிருதம். வானம்.
We call Babaji say Vanamardan. That is the approach of the sky, Prabhanja. So yes. So he says, Amadhatara never petru. Even though you are taking this Vanamardan, even normal people are doing it actually, but it happens in sleep. In
That's why
sleep,
so
the
many
depths.
saints in the forest, the olden days, they won't have any water or even
Food,
food,
correct.
nothing, but only because of this they are alive.
Surviving for so
Surviving.
long. Yeah. Meditative 120
Yeah,
days.
yeah, they are very years together also, that because of that.
Vanam.
So that's Samprabhasham. So you keep on tasting that, but still it is coming back again and again. So as I was telling you, people get it in sleep, and then again we go to sleep, we get it, but you don't understand. That's the deep sleep people get. They're happy, right? People don't know how they get it. Only someday they don't. See, a lot of things are involved in sleep also. Your planets, your karmas, everything going around. The timing. So some seasons, sometimes you get good, very good sleep. Everything is going good, and you go to work, everything is perfect. You will think, my God, hope all the days are like that. Next day, doom, it's gone. You say, what happened suddenly? But it is possible, Kali Sutra, it is possible to get it regularly, continuously, and it is coming naturally, it is because it's there in the body. So, then he goes to the next step. There are another technique. The solar body, sometimes by a thorn or by a needle, by mistake, if some accident happens, right? Then your blood comes out, and of course you feel the pain, right? You feel the pain there, even by focusing on the pain, because when you have a pain, your complete feeling is there, complete focus is there, your feeling is there. I remember again Swamiji always used to say, see, the body is asking to focus on it. Your body is asking to focus on it, so that you focus attention, then the pain will go away, so that the your awareness will go away, and then your body will your physiology will react in such a way that will be healed. So how smart the mind and body is, how intelligent it is. That's how it's set up. So if you keep on practicing, focusing on that feeling, wherever the feeling comes up, wherever that is the focused pain, you can also get, yogis get it sometimes. I have seen some of the siddhas, yogis, when they go to particularly Amman temples, I've seen in some videos also. Since they don't have anything to give it to Amman, right? To sometimes they will poke their finger, or they will do some harm to them, then give the kanikai. They give their blood to them. So that is how some of the traditions are. So they have nothing to give to her. So that is how that kind of thing came slowly. Later on, they magnified to different proportions. So Siddhas usually give their blood. They give blood to them. And you know that Kannappa Nayakan Kada, you know the Siddha's story. He took off his eyes.
4 வரியிலேயே அத்தனை கதை வந்துரும். வாழால் மகவர்ந்து உட்டவள்ளே நிலை, மாதுசன சூழால் இளமை துறக்கவள்ளே நிலை, துண்டு செய்து நாளாரி கண்ணிறந்து அப்பவள்ளே நிலை, நாணினி சென்று ஆளாவது எப்படியோ திரு காலத்தி அப்பனுக்கு. வாழால் மகனோட சிறு தொண்டர் தான் குழந்தைய அறிஞ்சு கறி சமைச்சு கொடுத்தார். தொண்டு செய்து 6 நாள்ல தான் தெரியும் அவருக்கு சிவன் கண்ணப்பனாரு கண்ணுல தண்ணி ரத்தம் வருதுன்ட்டு தாங்க அப்படின்னா நான் எப்படி ஒண்ணுமே எனக்கு தெரியாத நான் எப்படி கடை தேர்வேன் அப்படின்ற.
So they all these feelings and everything when they are in that Anandamaya Kosha, right? Nothing happens to them in the physical because they are not in the physical world.
Yeah, there was one incident they said that Siddhar was walking and somebody just cut the hand and he kept walking.
Keep on going, can't go.
Yeah.
And he kept walking, he didn't feel anything.
Because they are in the Annamaya Kosha, other not the Anandamaya Kosha.
So they have no feeling their own feeling.
That actually I felt I didn't have that, but I saw when bhajans going on, no, ஒரு பெரிய இந்த பஜன் சத்தங்கத்துக்கலாம் அவர் பாட்டு சிரிச்சுட்டே ஆடிட்டே இருப்பாரு. அப்படி சிரிப்பாரு எது நடந்தாலும். அப்ப நினைப்பேன் நான், ஐயோ இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஆனந்தமய கோஷம் நமக்கு வர எந்த காலம் ஆகுமோ தெரியல. எப்படி அப்படியே சிவனே இந்த இதுல அப்படி அந்த வேற எதுவுமே அந்த பாட்டு சாமி பாட்டு எதுவும் கேட்டு எது கேட்டாலும் உடனே சிரிப்பாரு ஆடுவாரு. ஒரு இது சந்தோஷமான விஷயம். அந்த மாதிரி எல்லாம் நம்ம நினைக்க மாட்டோம். நடந்திருக்கான்னு தெரியாது. நான் கண்ணு நேரம் பார்த்துட்டேன் நிறைய.
There's a lot of people like that. I used to remember I used to go to the TM Center in Chennai. The Guruswami Modaliyar Street level TM Center. So there was a guy who meditated and would do the higher level techniques. That time I'm not a Siddha at that time. I didn't take TM Siddhi, only transcendental meditation. But he was a TM Siddha and he's also, they called us higher level, one more teacher level, team teacher. So he was a teacher and he meditates. And then when he goes there, right, in Chennai, you have to take a bus, right? The bus will be crowded. And if you follow him, right, the bus will come immediately. Because we used to go to the same bus.
So many times in our life itself,
oh my God, yes.
நமக்கே எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் யாரா கொண்டு கொடுப்பாங்க. Within 2 days we will
So many times
we get once in a while we get once in a while. This man gets it every time.
Okay, so
without fail he get every day. So we used to see this as a miracle. Every day he goes, the bus will come and stop. Within a second minute lo vandrum. That's it. இதுக்காக நான் ஒரு பண்ணாலே. So we get the bus quick, right? So there are some people like that. They quietly do the Chitras magic. So those are all possible. It's all just within us also. Everything. It happens as an accident sometimes.
So basically what you're saying is that if we if we focus on the pain, on whatever pain we have,
we can get rid
of ambrosia or
you focus on the feelings, not on the pain, focus on the feelings. Feeling them, unarvu தான் முக்கியம்.
On the
feelings, உணர்வு. அதான் அந்த வள்ளலார் சொல்லுவார்ல, வள்ளலார் செய்தி நினைந்து உணர்ந்து. And that means you think. நெகிழ்ந்து நடத்தரசின்னு வரவர். So only that time he saw. That means there are so many ways to do it. One of the ways is going through your feelings. Okay, so we feel because we focus really. All the focus is there. I remember that incident happened to me. My whole focus was only there, only that part. Suddenly it went because the feeling, the whole body, the feeling is there. So through that feeling also you can attain that particular stage where you can go the deepest form of Jivatma is nothing but it is a fraction of the Paramatma. So when you go inside, suddenly you get that awareness. Enlightenment. So he says you can get the Vippunarvu. So this is the reason according to Lord Shiva and also Gaunagar, because he's an interpreter, that many of the yogis they have the Pachakuta, tattoo. They have the tattoo on their forehead, wherever the third eye, where is this Agni Chakra. I have seen that Swamiji has it. He has a photo in his screen, Pachakutriparar. படம் நல்ல தெரியும் அவருக்கு வேதாதிரி மகர்ஷிட்ட அதான் அது கரெக்டா அந்த நெத்தியில கொத்திருப்பாரு அவரு யூஸ் டு இல்ல அது பச்சை பர்மனண்டா இருக்கும். சுவாமிஜி நான் வாசி சுவாமிஜி அதை அரைச்சா போகாதுங்க இல்லப்பா அது பச்சை பார்க்குறது பச்சை வச்சிருக்காங்க. So his focus is always there in the third eye. That's what he is. எப்பயுமே வந்து he always quiet and calm. That is how they get it. Now I understand how those how we could be there without any. But he also get angry sometimes. Angry comes. His anger will come only for the right purpose. Sometimes I used to sleep a lot in the days, right? And everybody, we have reached a meditation in there. 6 or 5:30 வந்துருவாங்க. So I was in charge of the ashram because Bhima went to stays in the tower. So I have to get up, and we used to sleep a little bit in the afternoon, and then we get up and do it. Sometimes, some days I sleep a little longer. So Amiji gets so mad. He has his formality. He'll go and wash his face, do everything. நானும் தூக்கிட்டு இருப்பேன். என்னப்பா அது ஒரு பொறுப்பு. Swamiji says. So I've seen his anger also. But the problem is when you get angry, right, it goes to pierce your body. Yeah, it's so effective because he's always there. அது அப்படியே உடம்புல குத்துறமே இருக்கும். So அது மட்டும் இல்ல, then I have also felt it will spread like a wave. போற மாதிரி இருக்கும்.
Yeah, that's true. You see, you won't believe. In my house, there's a scene for once in a way. The upstairs nurse will come down. அப்போ சொல்லுவேன் நான் போனோம்னு சொல்லுவோம். நாங்க வந்தாக்கா வீட்டுல அந்த ஊதுவத்தி மனம் இருக்க மாதிரியே இருக்குமா, அவ்வளோ ஒரு வேவ்ல நல்ல இது இருக்குமா.
So in a different smell. That's one of the ways you can recognize Babaji is coming also when he is there. Of course, it gets a little colder and very nice, like an AC kind of room. And then you get a good smell, sandalwood smell. Karpuram, particularly camphor smell.
Also, no, if I'm seeing anything, பூஜை பண்றதோ இதுன்னா அந்த ஸ்மெல் நல்லா வரும். சமையல் பண்றதுக்கு கூட அந்த ஸ்மெல் வரும். அது எனக்கு ரொம்ப ஆச்சரியமா இருக்கு. எப்படி டிவில அங்க செய்றாங்க, நமக்கு எப்படி ஸ்மெல் வருதுன்னு நினைப்பேன்.
Somebody is present, somebody is some big souls.
நிறைய தடவை கேட்பேன் நான் எங்க அண்ணன் தான், உங்களுக்கு அது மாதிரி தான் வந்திருக்கா, எனக்கு ஏன் அப்படி வருது அப்படின்னு கேட்பேன் நான்.
அது எக்ஸ்பிளனேஷன் தான். That means you have evolved higher. Some soul is coming and blessing you and all those things. So it is possible. Particularly, I've seen many people telling me.
That's why the bad things நான் பார்க்க விரும்ப மாட்டேன். நான்வெஜ் இது பண்றதோ இதெல்லாம் நான் தோனா டூயிங் அந்த இது வாட்ஸ்அப்ல வந்தா கூட அந்த ஸ்மெல் வரும்ன்றது அவாய்ட் பண்ணுவேன் அதெல்லாம்.
ஓகே ஏன்னா அது வந்து அனாவசியமா இதுல வர்ச்சுவலாவே உங்களுக்கு ஸ்மெல் வரும்.
So one can get by this little bit of pain, but in the physical body, in the stula body, so we can go because the feeling is attached to the pain, and once you focus on that, you can get that also. Purumathil ஊசியால் பச்சை குத்தி அது அந்த வேதனை உணர்வை இதமாய் அனுபவித்து உண்ணம். So one is for them it is very very easy to focus on the third eye because it is already affected, right? Automatically it will come. Certain things happened to me, I didn't even know. Long time I forgot, but apparently I think all the changes I got is mainly because of my focus. Suddenly, becoming smart, trying to pray something which I don't know what to pray. That kind of feeling. I think the focus was there in that particular place. Third eye, where and also I heard I have asked one of these questions to enlightened person. And he was telling, it seems for some people, by prarabdham, by past like karmas. Something happens to them, an accident like this happens to them, so it gets activated. And for some people it is very severe also. It happened to me, was very, very severe. It's almost like losing life or gaining life. But apparently in that, even though it is a painful accident, even the painful thing, that helps them to go to the next level. It's easy to follow. Yeah, I used to see a lot of people talking to me, but my friends, when I ask them, they haven't seen them. So I have a lot of experience in those days. Because when I was young, right, I don't understand what's going on. Then somebody talking to me, I will talk to them and then go. And friends, who are you talking to, man? But I can't go to the tree. So so from that time onward, I used to keep quiet. Okay, these guys are going to think I have something wrong with me. So I won't tell them. So eventually, what happened was it became a habit that I became a shy guy. So I won't say anything much.
Okay, so you.
Yeah, I withdrew myself. But only thing is, whenever there is I like speech. I used to contest in oratory contest, the schools. Only that time I'll speak. Then my friends would ask me, "Nada, ni how can you speak? And you're so shy and you're so." So that was I remember that also. So many things you will see because when the third eye is open, which other people won't. You got to remember that, and you can't just blabber everywhere. Also. And even if you see great saints like Babaji or anybody, you should not blabber out. Only to people who are realize, who can understand. Because otherwise, people are going to stamp you that you are somehow crazy. They won't respect it, and they will even doubt your experience, and you will doubt yourself also slowly. I mean, something wrong with me, because you're not part of the world, right? You're not part of the thing, so you doubt, not knowing spiritually evolved. So that's also very important to remember. So by accident, by some things, it may happen. So do not put yourself in such a place to compare with others. Something wrong with you and all that stuff. That's all evolution, nature, faith in that. And again, Maharishi, Swamiji used to always say, you're all going up. You're going up and up. You're going to see a different view from the mountain. These people down there, they see only here. So don't go and tell them. So they will say that is not there. They will say beautiful cloud is there and this and that. You're going to say, but how can these people say? You're seeing something beyond view. So, but again, you have to come down also sometimes. Come down and go, keep it yourself. So that's very important. So I think we are in Tantra 21, right?
Yeah.
So I will stop there. So sometimes physical pain, even though it is hard, one can realize through that also. So any experience, anything in life can make it a spiritual thing. That's what it looks like. Everyday thing, anything, everything. This possibilities exist by different tantras. So we're going to stop this Tantra 21 today, unless you have any questions. அம்மா நீங்க சொல்லணுமா நிறைய சொன்னீங்க இந்த பாட்டெல்லாம் சொன்னீங்க வெரி குட் நம்ம யூஸ்ஃபுல்லாக இருந்துச்சு ஓகே So with that, let us start the satsang and go to pranayama. So Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya Namaya Navasima Mavaya Nasisiya Namava Vashimaya Om Shivaya Namah
Mavaya Nasisiya Namava Vashimaya Om
Shivaya Namah
Mavaya Nasisiya Namava Vashimaya Om
Shivaya Namah
Mavayana Shishiyana Vashimayana Om
Shivaya Namah.
Yana Vashima 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 Mavayana Shishiyana Vashimayana
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
பிரியப்படும்போது வாழ்க ஏகம் வாழ்க தமிழ் வாழ்க இந்து மதம் ஓங்குக சைவம் உலகமெல்லாம் நானும் சொல்றது
அதான். Thanks.